Hey guys, what's up again? Nice to have y'all here and whatnot. Moon time, guys. 222. Woo, 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 woo. Caution, caution, caution. Yo, driving it. And is that what it really is? Is that a gas station? Is that a zombie? Is that a new fad or trend or something tangible? What if life in this next stage, whatever the next stage is for you, what if it's just asking one thing? What if the universe could just be asking you one thing? And it's simply just to show up in some type of maturity, some type of effort, some type of real professionality, real world adultlyhood on how the universe respectively is asking you with whatever that is. Because like, honestly, one could know how oneself looks because there's empathy, but there's different empathies because, like, the human body needs to, like, there's like some type of like physiological conformity that happens. So like, I know like because we have to have like there's a not self on top of our self, and they have their own nuances, but in between that is how we're like evolving and mutating, and how that like dissipates and rises, you know, within how we're just transforming. Because how are we transforming? What are we transforming? Like, what is the what of our transformation, and what are we transforming into? So it's like, what if life could just be asking us just to be mature, though, like on a simple level? And like, what if it's just as simple as that? Because like, but like, what is maturity? It's like, it's just, there's a physical maturity that like some sort of resilience is trying to be attained, you know? And that resilience, it like, we don't necessarily, like, Mother Earth like tears shit up, you know? So it's like, we're not all resilient to Mount Everest, you know? But if you are, like, in this day, that's kudos, you know? But like, you know, we have different levels of maturity, different contexts of maturity, growing at different rates, regardless of the human age, respectively. Yeah, obviously the human age does matter in some circumstances and situations and whatnot. Of course, you know, like, yeah, where have you, how far have you traveled within this life, and like, how many cycles have you seen within yourself and others? And what have they ultimately poured onto you as just as an influence within their not self and their, you know, lesser self? Because that not everybody wants to like go to like whatever the real definition of God is, because whatever the real definition of God is, that's what everyone, all the spiritual like shit and bullshit and not shit alike, that's all the shit that they would be fucking talking about. Is that truth, that original true self, that original real self. It would be all about that. And if you're having detrimental denominations and divisionary subsidiaries off of that, then that's your own confusion labyrinth that you have ultimately created as a Maya away from God. And we all travel away from God, not for good, not for bad, but for better, for worse. And that's just what it is, because there's an experience that needs to be had, that needs to be taken individually, externally, you know, because there's an inclination. It's not that there's no choice or there's a choice. None of those exist. It's just that there's an inclination, there's an instinct that's moving. It's not about necessarily it's a no choice or it's a choice. There's some type of pre-landed positioning of where you were that has an inclination to like evolve or experience the next layer, and however you jive with the navigations of ultimately all your layers, you know, because ultimately, like, wherever we're trying to go, someone else could already be there, and from that height, someone could be already occupying a certain height, you know. But what if we came down from that, some of us, and resetted, you know, and maybe more so than others, because I don't want to just like put this all, like, I want to put this all in like a proper collective balance, and how there's a universal collective that has the notion inkling to go towards that universal balance, respectively. Because without that, then our future is lost within the hyper logistical outlook of it. Because the future is containing of something of a greater bandwidth of time and space and time, and those are different from, you know, the pre-mentioned from the earlier video. It's a whole different thing. It's like how we're building our places within just different energies, you know, and our future is contained within like the origins of the universe, because we're reverse engineering the past. Because the past, there's two different types of past. One of the past is just the human past of what you lived and what you're kind of more or less caught in an orbit of a pastime, you know, your human past. And then like a universal past is like, you know, us like being caught up in a material layer and eventually us going back home to the real Godhead. Like actually like putting it, making it work for us respectively, of just like, but like more than what we're thinking of, like how like the foundation of the universe is God in a certain way, you know, but it doesn't have to be in like a detrimental, filtered way. It's in such a way that it's like everything that all these spiritual bullshit traditions are talking about respectively, because some of them are like fluffed out, you know, regardless, just in the fields of ignorance and the influences of ignorance and the narratives of ignorance. So we're flushing that ignorance out so the pure religions could arise, so the purity of the fucking teachings could arise. Excuse my Frenchy dingity lingity lingo. Excuse my the Django armadillo in that shit, precise like an armadillo's sharp tail. Anyways, a spearhead, a sparrow, arrowhead. You already know I'm the air of it, the air of the air, and I'm flaring it, and I'm glaring it. How dare you, trick? You a bitch. Yo, I go in deja vu with the Belle View, with the fronty front. Someone fill in the blank with some French lingo. Takes two to tango. I come through like mangoes. Hey, yo, and I get that range though. Riggedy range. I'm biggity back. Stickity stack at triggity track where I left off. Oh, okay, so that was horrid. That was horrid. I'm on point like a hornet. Yo, I'm voluptuously, I'm a vortex. You already know. I see through you like a stripper's corset. I mean that, yeah, hey. Hopefully I'm not morbid anymore, and I drop it at your conscious doorstep. Is this love? Unseen, unknown, unforbidden, unreleased, unhinged, uncleansed. You already know I rhyme orange with door hinge. Yo, with the syringe. I'm cringe at times and I'm uncringe. Life simply is asking me to symphonize this symphonic, melody of infinity, eternity, universality at its perfectality peak. You already know you twacked out, you twiggedy twonked out. I leave you schlonked and honked out, quonked out. Quasimodo, Quasimodo, Quasimato, quank planks and quasars and plank second millimeter break bracket buster break it back, break the barricade like it ain't even a thing, balling like NBA every day any day, do a serenade this shit. I'm flaring again. Hey, where did I leave off? And you ain't even heard anything yet.